Welcome to another edition of The Story Behind the Car. I'm with Clay Vance in his 1937 Ford two-door
sedan.
Two-door sedan. We're at the beginnings of the Hot Rod 100, and cars are showing up. I wanted to catch Clay before he got too busy, because this is one of the things that he puts together. But we'll go ahead and shoot his car, and we can also talk about the rod run today. So Clay, can you tell us about your 37?
Well, it's a 37 two-door sedan. My dad owned this when he was in high school, and he pulled the flathead out of it and put a 265 Chevy motor in it in 1957. It was owned by a friend of ours that's a hot rod guy here locally for a little bit in the 60s, and then Dad bought it back. So it's been in the family for a long time.
Does it still have the same Chevy?
It's got a 283 Chevy motor in it with a mated to a 39 Ford transmission and original closed drive line. It's got original brakes and all that kind of stuff is all original.
And they're wide fives?
Wide fives. It runs down the road, keep up with anybody going down the road at 80 miles an hour. And it's it's a good driver.
And it's all metal, so it's
all metal,
yeah.
all original metal. Grill's original chrome for what's left of it. It was a fairly original car until a couple of years ago when I caught it on fire and burned it up and had to repaint it and redo the interior. So.
And you painted it yourself, correct?
I painted it myself.
Yeah. And what was the cause of the fire? Was it wiring?
I was an idiot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was an idiot who was welding on the firewall, and I was just doing a quick engine swap, and there was an ugly hole in the firewall, and I went to weld it up, and a towel caught fire underneath the car, and it went up. So
oh, man. What a shame.
It worked out good, but...
those headlights are amazing.
Yeah, they're some of the best ones, and people mold those into all kinds of different cars.
Yeah. And what years did Ford have that headlight?
37 to 39.
Okay. And the 35 headlight was, separate. It was
35, 36 they set up on the fenders,
yeah,
like earlier headlights.
And the 35 was really bubbly.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful headlight too.
Yep. So yeah, it's all it's pretty much done. I've just got a seat in it, and interior should be done in a week or so.
Oh, okay.
But I've driven it for 4 years like this, and it's got 7,000 miles on it since I put it back together. So.
And can I open the door?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love the Art Deco of the handle there. And is that original seat uncovered, or is
that is a 1940 Ford seat that is a temporary holding me off the floor.
Okay. And when you had the fire, did the headliner
burned out of it? The whole interior burned out of it.
Oh,
and,
boy.
It was not as bad as it would have been if it had modern interior in it. It all that old cotton really didn't burn like modern material does.
And I'm trying to shoot your wiring for your fuse.
Yeah.
That's very attractive.
Yeah, that's kind of a hack job compared to a lot of these guys, but
that looks pretty slick to me.
It works good.
Yeah, and I love the old steering column and the way the key worked for Ford. And
yeah.
Just such a beautiful.
That radio dial in there is compliments of Roger Bell. He gave that to me. He's a great old hot rod guy from the area.
Okay.
So.
And you've been a hot rodder all your life, haven't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And your dad has a 30.
My dad has a 36 Ford.
And
Ford
I'm glad you said that, because I was about to say 35.
Yeah.
Beautiful taillights. And can we open the deck, or is...
We can, but it's just a mess.
Yeah.
There's nothing neat in there.
Yeah.
It's just stuff you need on the road or might need on the road.
Yeah, but it shows the uniqueness.
It's got the original. It does have all that original, that cardboard panels and stuff in there. It was all old original 1937 stuff.
Yeah. Very nice. And here's the car club that you are one of the original founders, correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of more of a loose association than a club.
Yeah. I love the V8 here on the handle too.
That's one of the best looking trunk handles that Ford made, I think.
Yeah. And can we look at the motor?
Sure can.
And so here's a sticker. They have and this is your 11th? St. Louis?
Yes.
Yep. I've done several. I did the first one.
Just don't show the yellow bungee cord in there.
Okay. We won't even talk about the yellow bungee cord.
Don't even mention it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just an old. It's a 1957 283, and it hauls this thing down the road, just really nice.
Yeah.
And it drives really good.
And I love the way you open the hood. That handle.
Yeah.
It's a hood ornament, but it's also a handle.
And there's supposed to be a prop over here, but people bend the hoods, and so I don't have one. I put a stick underneath.
They forget it's there, and they try to lower the hood.
There, or somebody who doesn't know how to do it, and they lower it and they bend it right over there. And
yeah. Very Art Deco too.
Yeah.
And the side panels, they remove.
Side panels come off. Yes.
Yeah, to work on the motor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just love all the lines and the lines down the fenders.
Yeah, it was definitely ahead of its time. They called these things ugly ducklings for a long time.
Yeah, to me it's beautiful. I don't like the humpback deck lid on some of them, but this one really has
the slant back. I really like the slant back. Yeah.
Anything that we haven't mentioned that we should mention before? Well, I should point out the running boards, just for young guys that don't know what running boards are.
Right. Yep. I don't think there is anything. It's just a fun old car.
Yeah.
And appreciate you coming out, and come on out to lunch with us if you want to.
Well, Clay, thank you so much. Thanks for. Oh, I didn't even notice the split window. I got to show that too. Thank you so much for telling us the story behind your car.
Sure.